I'm going to leave that in. All right, everyone, welcome to the Budgie Smugglers. I'm comedian Stephen Bradshaw. I'm with comedian Jeremy Dooley. The Budgie Smugglers, we take a lighter look at everything Aussie sport from here and across the globe. We've got WWE coming to town. We had the Australia Championships, Johnny Furphy, AFL Trades on. We've got our regular segments, your top five, the power rankings, the comment section. Got a lot of new Budgie Smugglers on board over the last few weeks, so thank you all. We'll get all into that in a moment, but before we do, Dools, what's been happening with you? How are you, mate?
I'm good. It's been a big week. Lots of traveling around. Lots of I had a good brownie.
Okay.
As well, you know that's always nice.
Less than a minute in, we got to food. That might be a new Smugglers record.
I tell you, you know what really annoys me? Like the weather's been warming up a little bit.
It has. I'm in shorts.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm in shorts. And I had to check then, even though I could feel that. Do you know what annoys me is when you go to a cafe, right?
Yes.
And an iced coffee costs more than a regular coffee.
Yes.
Explain this to me.
Ice isn't cheap.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
It's an injustice. It's less like they don't have to heat anything. Like it's less work for them.
Yes.
And it costs more. It blows my mind.
Let us know in the comments if you have any thoughts on this. I don't know how that works either. Is it the ice?
Surely. It's just water. It's just water frozen.
And then what goes into an ice? Is this like an iced latte?
Yeah, just an iced latte, not
black?
like one of those not like a bougie one with whipped cream.
Yeah, okay. I thought maybe you
like
got some like hazelnut.
No, just a regular iced latte. You know, it's a warm day. I want something refreshing. I still need my caffeine hit. So I went the iced option. And, you know, it cost more. I was not expecting that. Wasn't into it.
Yeah, you're right. You have had a big week.
And I was at another cafe. I went to Urban Surf.
Yes. Did you?
And just to get a coffee.
Did you really? You didn't go for it? Okay.
No, I didn't get in. And the restaurant there, Three Blue Ducks, hello if you're watching, they also need to sort out their coffee prices because a long black costs the same as a flat white or a latte. It's even less work then. That's
interesting.
Yeah, isn't it?
Three Blue Ducks.
Yeah. One big ripoff.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know enough about. Did you ever work in a cafe? Were you ever a barista or anything like that? I never did hospo.
I did hospo.
What did you do in hospo?
My first ever job was at a rather well-known pancake establishment.
Oh, a parlor of sorts?
Exactly.
Yeah,
more like a shit heap of sorts.
Yeah.
I've never worked harder for less in my life. Like you think you work hard doing open mics at like an ambush gig.
Yep.
Working at that place is the hardest I've ever worked for less money.
Yeah, that sounds like a shock. I think my favorite job ever, the opposite, well, not quite the opposite, the least amount of work for the least amount of pay was working at Video Easy for a couple of years. So just sitting down, watching Everybody Loves Raymond, getting yelled at about overdue fees, not really caring. That was a pretty cruisy job.
Yeah,
I never did the Macca's or the pancake parlor or anything like that. So.
No, but it was good though when I didn't do Macca's or any of those sorts of like fast food joints, but it was awesome when you had a mate who did that.
Oh my good! I remember a friend of mine dated a girl that worked at KFC just so we could get free chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I had a mate that worked at Bell Street Macca's. If you're from the north of Melbourne, you know what's up. And he worked at Bell Street Macca's, and you'd go through drive-through and you'd give him money in notes and he'd give you back more in change plus a full bag of food. Like it was a great deal. Like you'd come back with more money and more food than what you ordered.
Yeah.
The best.
I love that. I also had a girlfriend that worked at Hungry Jack's once. That was good. You know,
I never got into Hungry Jack's.
What do you mean you've never got into Hungry Jack's?
No, I've never. Yeah.
How do you mean?
I mean, if you said what's my order, I couldn't tell you anything on the menu there. I know that they've got a Whopper, but I couldn't tell you what's in it.
I am shocked. I don't know how you can't have gotten into Hungry Jack. That doesn't even make sense to me, that
Yeah.
sentence. What do you mean?
Yeah,
I still don't quite get it.
Never. And maybe next week I'll do my top 5 fast foods.
Oh, I think I know who's going to be number one.
I did see something really interesting this week. So I was driving to a show in Berwick, and I posted this on my social media, Jeremy Dooley official. And I saw there's a very famous road when you're driving, down the Monash Freeway in Victoria, and it's a road called Ernest Wank Road. And Ernest Wank Road, there's a hat on my screen. Ernest Wank Road is there, and it doesn't matter how many times I drive down that freeway, but I'll see Ernest Wank Road and I'll go, no one will be in the car. I'll have a chuckle. It's great. But there was a van driving in front of me. And you know how you get a work van and it's got the signage all over it and stuff like that. This company was called BJ Kerr Services. And I took a photo of it going under the sign for Ernest Wank Road.
You guys, the two highlights, that's a big highlight. That's a lifetime highlight. But a mix between that and getting overcharged for iced coffee is the biggest things that happened this week. I love that.
Well, BJ Care Services, their slogan was person-centered care.
What business is it?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm signing up. Down Ernest, just off Ernest Wank Boulevard.
Yeah. And apparently someone said the translation of it, it wrote in my comments. Hang on, let's see if I can find it. Here's a few comments. May have been on. Do you have Threads?
No.
I didn't realize that I had Threads, but apparently I'm on Threads.
Oh, okay. Well, follow Jeremy Dooley official on Threads.
Where are we here? All right, there's this is gripping sort of stuff here. One of the comments was Ernst also means serious or grave in Dutch. So when you combine those two together, that's
I don't really know how I want a grave BJ on Ernest Wank Boulevard. I've changed it to a boulevard.
Boulevard,
yes.
That's powerful. So that was my week. That was probably the highlight of my week, contrasted with the low light.
Interesting. A lot of ups and downs.
Yeah, life's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
How's your week? What's been happening?
So, how is my week? Was fine. I spent the weekend in Canberra. Yeah.
What were you doing in Canberra? Did you do gigs?
No, I didn't. That was the plan. I thought I'll go up to Canberra with my partner who was going up there for work, and I was like, I'll do some gigs. Do you know what gigs were on in Canberra?
No.
Zero gigs. I don't know how much. Have you been to Canberra before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I did a top 5 things to do in Canberra,
short list.
It'll be blank, 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 and at number 1, leaving Canberra. It's not much going on there. No, I was just up there for a couple of days, which was very, very good.
It gets cold up there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was nice. It was a bit windy, but I did that. Had got a lot coming up, so it was a bit of a quiet week. I went to I did do Footloose.
Oh, yep.
Which was
what shows did you do in the last week?
That was it. Yep. Just Footloose show. And it was one of those ones we all have them. We all have them.
Yep.
2 to at max. I think there was 4 people at one stage. Ooh. Rough one. You're just up there trying out new stuff. Pretty much performing to the comedian. I did get the biggest laugh of the night, which made me happy. Cool. That was my walk away. But yeah, what do you do in that situation, Dools? Where you just like, I'm here. I've got to get on stage, but I'd rather go home.
It's always a tough one. So it depends.
People did rock up and just go home, by the way.
Yeah. Other comedians,
yeah.
No, I'm still getting up on stage. I'm still talking stuff out, but I'm also going to acknowledge the fact that we all thought that there was going to be more people here.
Yes.
And then I'll probably just riff. I'll generally just riff and try and go totally off the cuff for as long as possible, and then try and say at least one bit that I'm working on.
Yeah, that was more or less what I did. The 2 big laughs I got in my set were just riffs. That
good.
Yeah. So
can you use them for?
No,
I cannot.
It was mostly making fun of our MC for the evening, which
Yep.
was good.
Who was the MC for the
David
evening?
Tolk.
David Tolk. Yeah, okay.
That was
He's
pretty
got very
easy.
small feet.
Does he?
Yeah, when you look at him, you wonder how he like keeps himself standing sometimes.
Yeah.
Feet are quite small.
I thought the same thing, even not knowing he had small feet. But yeah, what did you had any gigs this week?
Yeah, I had a good week. So Monday night, I was at Spleen, comedy at Spleen, one of the most sort of iconic. I mean, it's a booked open mic, but it is probably the top of the tree.
Yep.
It was a fantastic show, great lineup.
Yeah.
Myself, Ray O'Leary, Dave Thornton, Arj Barker, Alex Keane, Nikki Barry, Jill Cordner, Danny McGinley. It was a hot show. So that was great. It was a lot of fun. Great audience. There was a guy called Gary in the front row who had a bit to say throughout the show, and he got put in his place repeatedly, which was a lot of fun. Thursday night I was in Berwick, and that was just on fire.
Devolution?
Yeah, that's it.
Very
comedy
good.
at Devolution, Devolved Comedy. It was hot. We got into, I don't know how, but we got onto the theme of, getting jiggy with it in the back of your car.
Yeah.
And that just opened up a really interesting interaction. I might chuck it on the socials for people to pay attention to. But it was just, the audience was just happy to get involved. They were big laughers. So that was great. Katie Wainhouse closed. And
one of my favorites.
Just floored them. It was one of those ones. So I was hosting the show, and when I got off stage, I was like, I may have laughed them out because they were like, it's like, you're like, I don't know, like, it's because that can happen where like the audience is tapped out at that point because they've laughed so much. And then she got on and just murdered.
Love it.
Which was great. Friday night. So initially I was meant to be playing, I think I spoke about it last week, I was meant to be on with Dave O'Neill in Geelong. That got cancelled quite late in the piece, which was very frustrating. And then I just managed to get myself a headline spot also in Geelong at the National Hotel, comedy at the Nash. And again, hot crowd, mixed crowd. I had one of these moments where, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. It was a good crowd.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a great crowd. I had this moment on stage where I very much nearly offended a large portion of the audience.
Okay.
Talking about something that, it's sort of, I won't go into it because it's new material, and these people identified as this subsection of our society, and were very like, nah.
yeah, that can happen.
And then I, won them back in the bit, and it was a lot of fun. They were super rowdy audience, so that was great. An audience member patted me on the stomach after the show, so that's
always nice.
It's always a sign that my diet is not going well when, you've got a middle-aged woman sort of like rub your belly for good luck.
Yeah. Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah. And then Saturday night I was
Geelong for you, though.
at Invermay doing a school fundraiser for Invermay Primary School. Ended up being a split bill, myself and Doug Chappell, which it's great. It's a great show. Again, great audience, a few smugglers, which we love. Yeah, so it was a good weekend. Lots of kilometers in the car, but some really great audiences, and the new material slowly
getting there,
coming out. So we love that.
Love that indeed.
We love that. I tell you what, the comment section certainly.
Where do we start?
Gone off a little bit this week. Where do we start?
And thank you for everyone that liked, commented, shared, all of the things. We had quite a few posts that just a lot of feedback this week.
Yep. Let's go with the most recent, and we'll work our way back.
Okay.
So the top 5 sports.
Yes.
Post Joshua C. Liston, friend of the show, commented, number 1 is correct. Sleeper choice is 1080 snowboarding in the 64, which I think you mentioned. Or did you say SSX
I'm
tricky?
I'm an SSX tricky kind of guy.
Yep. Okay. Also had Jeff DeAngelis _ comment. I don't understand how this happens when people comment and it goes into your inbox. I don't understand that instead of being on the thing, but it was in my inbox here. I think Jeff DeAngelis _ missed the point. Call of Duty Warzone. It's a game of emotional abuse. Extra points are scored by making other players mentally come unglued. So I don't know if Jeff DeAngelis
didn't quite get the memo on that
No.
one. Jeff, you went on a bit of a rant at the AFL. We were talking about keep the bounce.
Yep.
We had one comment, which sadly I cannot read in Brunswick. But thank you. You can go check out the clip on YouTube if you want to read that. It was great. But IDU22 said, all they had to do, talking about the bounce, and I've been banging on this drum for years, is retain the bounce only for the start of the quarter and then throw up around the ground. And when the goal is kicked, it retains the tradition and excitement leading up to the first bounce while solving the problem of bounces around the ground. He goes on, we said we agree, and then he went on with an even longer rant. So he out-ranted your rant, which we absolutely love. If you ever see something you want to rant about on our socials, go nuts like IDU22 did.
Yep. One of my favorite comments this week was, excuse me, talking about the Australia Cup.
Oh yes.
The championship. A lot of football chat here.
Yes.
And the Newcastle Jets official TikTok, of course, winners of the Australia Cup, commented, "You tagged the wrong Newcastle account."
Which is
tagged Newcastle United.
I tagged. There's apparently an English Newcastle as well, which makes sense. I would have thought they'd be called Old Castle. But a lot of feedback on our Teddy Swims versus Snoop Dogg. Nothing worth reading out. But bloody hell, did people have a lot of opinions on the
on all of the social medias that we post to? So I'll are you on TikTok or Instagram?
I can do TikTok. If you're on Insta.
All right, I'll go to Instagram and I'll read.
I'm not going to read them all.
No, there's literally way too many. We'll go one for one. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, okay. We should have 11 premierships if we won them from Undacava Blanco.
Okay. IDS with a Z, ITZ _ Caleb Sty _ here. I wonder if it's Caleb Sty or Caleb Sty. My question is, why do my Roosters keep winning minor premierships but not the actual premierships? They got 35 likes.
Oh, yeah, some of these got so much likes. Lazarman says, other team has the best gear, not cut.
Ashton _ Borg 08. It's a good Maltese name, Borg. Generational discovery, that is, boys.
That Fiji water said, freaking geniuses.
And then a lot of stuff around salary cap. Aaron Gox commented.
Goxie got involved.
Yeah, Goxie got involved. You know it's like going a bit viral when Goxie gets involved. The grumpy coach thing doesn't work as well in grand finals. I'm assuming that means grand finals and not girlfriends. When you need the players to dig deep for you. Again, I'm hoping that's grand finals and not girlfriends because it was GFS that he wrote.
Maybe. I doubt it was girlfriends. All right, so there was a lot there you can read. There was a lot of back and forth. There was also, I won't read out any of these, but we'll get back to WA later in the show, but that South Bunbury one, oh my god, I'm staying away from that with a 10-foot pole. But Oscar Piastri, that one, there was a lot of people just say, I used to be a McLaren fan, now I'm just an Oscar fan. Excited to see what he does over the last few races now that he's been shown the new papaya rules. Thank you, McSwagger.
Papaya.
89.
Well, that's a good one. There's a lot of comments coming through.
Thank you, everyone.
A good one that I cannot find. It was a good one. I thought it was funny.
Okay.
I don't know where it's gone. Nah, can't find it. But it was basically telling us to get off our asses and do something. and that it's easy to comment. Yeah, we are doing something. We're doing a podcast.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
I think there were a few up for best comment of the week, but I think Newcastle Jett saying you tagged the wrong Newcastle account.
That's
pretty great.
elite.
And also we were thrown down the gauntlet. We'll get to this in a bit, but KBS Marksy _ the one and only Red John, longest name on TikTok, the Oz Championship soccer tournament's on. So later in the show, we're going to make Dools is going to say which team us two and the rest of you smugglers out there are going to be following in the Australian Soccer Championships, which I found out this week existed.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay. A couple of smuggler questions.
Got some smuggler questions? Love that.
This is from Taylor _ Brizzly Bear.
Okay.
This came into my DMs. A lot of comics getting backlash. Ooh. I can't talk. A lot of comics getting backlash about doing the Saudi Arabia thing. Talking about the, I think it was the Riyadh Comedy Festival, or Saudi Arabia Comedy Festival. What are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are, I mean, I'm with whoever went over there. If you're getting paid big money to go and do something you love, I say take it. We've seen wrestling go over there. There's a golf league. There's a lot of stuff happening in Saudi Arabia. Yes, they have a history that isn't great. But obviously, if they're opening up to comedians, like they had a gay female comedian that was on that wasn't
Jewish
censored
as well.
and Jewish,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, who murdered. So obviously, I get where people are coming from, but I think people who are coming at these comedians, they're just, they're trying to get some airtime, trying to make themselves feel important. I feel it's a step in the right direction to open up that side of the world to what we do.
Yep.
So I had no problems with it. I get the other side, but I take the money and joke, I say.
Yep. Look, I'm kind of a similar vein, but my thinking around it is like, find me a country that doesn't do dodgy and just downright bad stuff.
Yep.
Right. So like a lot of comedians were like, you can never like play there. That's a disgrace. And here are my American tour dates. Like America are angels as well, and England. So, I think it's one of those things where, if comics are choosing not to do it, that's fine. If comics are choosing to do it, that's also fine. Everyone's got their own reasons. And, I'd say the ones who are sort of picking and choosing, I'm sure you could look at some of the places where they are playing and be like, well, they've done a lot of questionable and downright, bad things. And at the end of the day, it's like, I was chatting to someone in America about this, and he was just sort of talking about the idea. It's like, well, from a different perspective, he's not American, but he's based in America now. He's like, before I came to America, I had this thought of they weren't going to accept me and all that sort of stuff. And he's like, oh, the people here are actually normal. And it's, I've never been to Saudi Arabia, but I know people who have, and they're like, yeah, the perception is one thing, but the actual people, they're pretty normal.
Yeah.
And it's not, people just want to laugh. So that's kind of what I think. I got an anonymous message.
Wow. From what platform?
Anonymous message on Instagram.
Okay.
It was one of those ones where they then deleted their account sort of thing, but I got the message here.
Okay.
I'm an open micer. I've seen both of you in the Melbourne scene, but I am struggling to get any gigs. Any advice? And I thought here, and I just wrote this in before because we were talking about some things off air. What are some of the best and worst ways to go about it?
All right. I'll be interested. You've been at this game longer than I have. The worst ways to go about it. I don't know if I'm going to go there. No, I'll do it. Fuck it. So the best way to do it is to rock up wherever you can. It's a bit hard at the moment because there's not a ton of sign-ups, but there are some around. Get on as many gigs as you can. Do the best job you possibly can. Travel if you have to. I know, for example, in Geelong every fortnight on a Sunday, they have a really good open mic that is sign up. You just shoot that everyone gets on. When I started, I'd go anywhere. I'd go drive 90 minutes for a free gig 5-minute spot. Um, Start your own room is the biggest one when you're getting started. I think
Absolutely.
I did within a month. I think I had a room up and
Mm.
running, and that gives you a guaranteed spot every week, and then also it might help you assist. Getting onto other rooms because your name's getting out there, and maybe they're like, "Hey, you come do my room, I'll do your room," that kind of thing. So be funny, start a room, and just be a good person as well, I think, because yeah, speak to everyone, thank the room runners, ask for feedback if you want. Just be, good about it. Worst ways is don't be a pest. So
Mhm.
we were just talking about someone that has, I don't know if I should say this on air, but we're talking about someone who a reputation. It's a very small community. If you do something wrong, if you're a bit of a pest in terms of trying to get spots or you're doing the wrong thing, word gets around pretty quick, and you'll find yourself struggling to get spots. But probably if you're an open micer and struggling to get any gigs, the easiest way is probably to start your own room. I can't think of a better way, really.
Absolutely. I'd say I think you hit the nail on the head there. Opening your own room is a great way to, as you said, guarantee stage time and build your network, because that's probably the most difficult thing is the building of the network. When I first started, it was still in COVID, and it was so hard for me to get gigs, that especially that year, 2021, because there were still lockdowns happening. And I had no network. And so whenever there was a gap in lockdowns and you're able to, like, shows went back on, I still couldn't get on a
Yeah,
gig.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It took so long to get some like consistent stage time. So the network is absolutely, of most importance. And
Yep.
that goes into the best and worst things is like be professional and build relationships, and that'll help you. So, and that idea, you go to gigs that you're not booked on, and go there
Yes.
with the expectation that you're just going to sit there and be a good audience member. And then after the show, find out, from whoever the MC is, like who the promoter or room runner is, and then introduce yourself and let them know that, hey, like I'm new. I'd love to get a spot at some point. Now, some will be like, yeah, great, no worries. Some, it might be at a caliber room where they're not taking brand new acts, and that's okay. Like, you've watched a good show. There aren't as many just like sign up on the night shows these days, but I'd really find out sort of like what are the shows that are at that real entry level, and just go there, be a good audience member. And then after the show, like introduce yourself. And yeah, worst ways, yeah, being a pest, not taking the opportunities as well that are there. And so what I mean by that is not like turning things down, but like burning them.
Yeah.
And you do get that where it's like I saw someone recently, they were given a 7-minute spot. And they were on stage for 18 minutes.
Jesus.
And like you can't book them because they had already built a reputation of having some sticky feet, going a minute or two over consistently, like once or
Yeah.
twice, everyone does it. But when you're always like, getting the light multiple times, you start to build a
Oh, yeah.
reputation.
When you
And
see
that's
that light,
double.
just
Yeah.
wrap up your joke and get off. Oh
It's
man, it's the worst.
wild.
But you raised a really good point there. Like I remember in my first 6 months in particular, 3 to 6 months, every night of the week, pretty much every night of the
Mhm.
week, weeknights anyway, I was at. If I wasn't booked on a show, I was at a show, and I would chat to the comedians, whatever. But I think in my entire history of doing comedy, I've probably only reached out 2, 3 times to
Mm.
ask for a spot. I did 300 shows in my first 12 months. All of those were people, either shows I run or people reaching out to me, hey, do you want to do this? Or sign-ups and all
Yep.
that kind of thing. The only times I've ever asked for spots is if I was asking for a favor for a very particular reason.
Mm.
I've got Raw next week. Could I get a spot
Yeah.
just to practice my 5?
Yep.
Literally less than 5 times I've asked for spots.
Yeah, I cannot stress that enough. Build your relationships. And one of the best things to do is if you find people sort of around the same sort of experience level, and then you buddy up, you go to gigs together, and you can start to come up together as
Yep.
well. That's a really helpful way to go about things.
That was good. That was quite serious and
Yeah.
good advice from us, I feel like, for once.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing as well is also like post shit. Like, if you're going to an open mic and you're just watching, post about it, tag them in again, because if you don't know who the room runner is. You don't get a chance to speak to people. They'll see that you're posting stuff. Again, it's another way to get good attention.
Great. These are great tips.
They are.
I forgot all that. I used to do that.
Yeah.
I used to take a photo and then, and also be funny when you're on stage.
Be funny. Yeah. Oh, man. The amount I was driving back from the gig on Saturday night, having a chat to Doug Chappell, and I remember when I was still eligible for like raw comedy and stuff like that, where there's always every year a handful of dudes like, I'm just here, like I'm pretty edgy and I'm gonna say the thing that people want to say but don't have the courage to say, which is every open mic like, ever. It's like, all right, edgelord, chill out, bro.
Yeah, don't be an edgelord.
Just be funny.
Yeah. All right. Should we 31 minutes?
That's pretty quick.
Yeah, that's not bad for us to finally get into some sports. So it's been a big week in sports as well, Dools. I'll kick things off here. Minjee Lee finished third at the LPGA Shanghai, Dools.
Nearly Max G. Lee.
Oh, I think she's ranked third in the world as well.
Finished third, ranked third.
The ladies PGA finals or tour finals are coming up, but Minjee, the better Lee.
Bit of Kari Webb.
Yeah, Kari Webb's featured prominently.
Yep.
But yeah, Minjee Lee finishes third. She's doing well.
Well done. Well done. You like golf?
Yep.
Yeah. Like, what's your handicap?
What's my handicap?
Yeah, and what about in golf?
Hey, we need symbols so I can go. I don't know. I think the best my handicap ever got was about 20-ish, just under 20.
Is that good?
I think. Yeah, no.
Okay.
No.
Cool.
Not good at all.
Okay.
Have you ever played golf around?
I played golf. The last time I played golf, I reckon, was 15 or more years ago. And after maybe 2 holes, I was just like, I'm bored. I could just go for a walk, or just like drink beers in the golf buggy, like, and be the caddy for everyone. Like it was just boring. I was like, come on.
Was it boring because you were those first 2 holes you were terrible?
I don't know. I probably was terrible. Yeah. It was probably. I mean, hey, but that would make it better because I'm getting more times to actually do something instead of just like waiting around.
I'm surprised by that. We should go out and play 18 one day.
Okay.
Or 9. You can just
9's probably better. The Diamonds.
Yes.
I love them. Have gone 3-0 to sweep their series against the Proteas.
In what sport, Dools?
The Diamonds. I know this. I do know this. Netball.
It is netball. He's done it. Nailed it. Yes, the Diamonds 3-0 sweep in their netball series against the Proteas. Who can see that coming? Diamonds are forever, baby.
Exactly.
Diamonds are forever. You would have been in a few mixed netball teams in your time.
I was in an all-male netball team in high school.
Were you the guys that did that dance I saw on the internet?
Yeah, to like, bye, that one. I think it was to that. We in high school, my last year of high school, we cottoned on that like there's a gap in the inter-school sports thing there, and if we formed a netball team, we could miss more school and get away with it. And so we'd never played netball before. We all either played basketball or footy, or for a couple of us, we did both. And we thought, how hard can this be? Like, we'll get a day off school at least. And we ended up winning that tournament, and we made it all the way. I think we came 4th in the state.
There you go.
And we had no idea. Like, we would get called for fouls or whatever they call them all the time for contact because we were like jostling and stuff like that. I was a goal shooter person. And so, like, I was just taking shots from everywhere possible. And it was a good time.
No, pretty much the exact same story. In year 12, we figured out we could get a day off school to go and play netball. So just got the basketball and the footy boys together and took the day off. Almost caused a riot and back a smash, which was great because a few ruffians in my school. as I'm sure there were in yours.
Yeah.
So, a day off. I'll take that any day of the week.
Gotta love Bacchus Marsh.
Do you?
Oh, yeah. I've told you my Bacchus Marsh joke. Have I told you? Why is Bacchus Marsh so hot?
Why?
Because it's near Melton.
Oh, no, you have told me that. I blacked it out. Oh, my goodness. A record 50,000 plus runners turned out for the Melbourne Marathon over the weekend. Dools, what's the longest you've ever ran?
Probably 10Ks.
Yeah, okay.
Probably. I think maybe. Actually, I can remember running 5Ks.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm sure I've done 10Ks.
Yeah. All right.
What about you?
I think I've done probably not a half marathon.
Yeah.
I think the most I've done is 15.
One of my mates, probably about 12 months ago, just woke up one day and thought, you know what, I'm going to run a marathon today.
Yeah.
And put his Strava on and then just ran a marathon.
How'd he go?
He had to take a week off work.
I was about to say.
Of no training, doesn't do any type of training.
Yep.
He was just like, you know what? I think I can run a marathon. And so he put his runners on and just he's like, all right, see ya, to his girlfriend, and then came back 9 hours later, blood nipples, his toenails had been torn out.
Yeah.
He literally had to take a week off and had to sit in an ice bath, a homemade one for a week because he was in so much pain.
That's rough.
What about those people that do the ultras though? They go whoa.
I don't understand physically how.
Yeah.
Do it.
So before COVID, I was training for a very different career. And so I had to do a lot of running, and one of my friends is into the ultras and does some hardcore, 100-kilometer runs, which is insane. If you think about where we are now, that's Geelong.
I drove to Canberra, 100 kilometers of driving. I'm like, I need to take a break.
Yeah. Imagine that running.
Yeah, exactly.
And so we were like, all right, let's do. There's this 24-hour race that happens in Coburg around an athletics track.
Okay.
And we were going to do that. And
just run for 24. Is it like a relay?
No, you.
Yeah, okay.
24 hours. You start at midday on the Saturday and you finish at midday on the Sunday, and you just run around a track for 24 hours.
Wow. How many kms are they racking up in that?
I think the max was 380 or something. By the end of it, you're
dead.
Yeah.
You should be dead.
You should be. Jeez. It's a lot.
Yeah.
My boy, Alex de Minaur, has been eliminated from the Shanghai Masters, going down in straight sets, 6-4, 6-4 to Danil Medvedev in his spot, the quarterfinals.
The quarterfinals gets the demon again, Dawes.
He loves a quarter. If I tell you, if being the best tennis player was about making it to the quarterfinals and no further, de Minaur, absolute GOAT.
We had the Guzman Y. Gomez athlete-sponsored menu items. Thank you, GYG. And we had Alex de Minaur down for the soft serve. Could he get a deal at McDonald's for the Alex de Minaur quarter pounder?
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I thought you were going to go the 30-cent cone.
No, he needs to take a few cones and relax. So
Are they 30 cents anymore?
No, they'd be more than that.
Really?
You've surprised me today by not knowing I think they're 50 cents cones, and the fact that you're not a Hungry Jack's guy has blown my mind.
I should get some Hungry Jacks one day.
Can the Demon get over any quarterfinals ever?
I think he's got a few mental demons.
Yes.
And needs Tony Robbins,
Yeah, okay.
something like that, just to fire him up a little bit.
From the Southeast Melbourne Magic of the 90s.
That's Tony Ronaldson.
Oh, okay. Well,
with the long neck and the big ass, Tony Ronaldson.
Yeah, I love Tony.
Yeah. No, Tony Robbins, the power is in you, that sort of dude.
That guy.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I think he needs that. I think he's got some ghosts in his wardrobe, or whatever that saying is.
Skeletons in the closet?
That's the one I was. Yeah.
That wasn't even close. I tell you who doesn't need any help from Tony Ronaldson. Johnny Furphy.
He is no lie.
He
He's the
is
truth.
taken. But talk about skeletons in a closet. That's where he keeps all the bodies he's catching. Johnny Furphy takes another body. We remember in the Summer League what he did to poor Senge. Packed him back to France.
Jesus.
But he's done. Not only has he done that, he's got 8 and 3 in 11 minutes against the Thunder, which isn't bad in the preseason.
That dunk was absolutely vicious.
Filthy.
Is he the best Australian dunker of all time already?
Is he the best Australian dunker of all time? I think he is.
Yeah, I mean, I went to school with a girl called Dunker, but I think Johnny Furphy is better.
What would she like to slam?
Don't know.
But that was
nothing but net. Anyway.
Hey. But yes, Johnny Furphy could know Tyrese, what's the big fella? Miles Turner. Gone.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some minutes floating around. That's about 80 minutes a game. Could he have a bit of a breakout?
I think he'll see some regular minutes. I think, 10
to 15? Maybe?
Yeah, I think so. Because they're not going to progress to where they did. They're going to have to tread water. So it's a good opportunity for them to develop some of these younger guys, and they clearly rate him highly. And he slid in his draft year last season. So I reckon he could see some minutes. He can shoot the three. He can clearly drop some bombs on people's heads.
Yep.
Get him in there.
Yeah, I think so. I'd like to see a lot more of Johnny Furphy for the Pacers in the next 12 months. Absolutely. Exciting.
Yeah. Tell you, he's, I reckon if he's not already, will be Australia's best dunker.
Yep, I think he is already.
Yeah,
it's him. Really had a dunker.
It's him and Brett Rainbow. They're the options.
Okay. Well, I'm probably going to give it to Johnny Furphy, seeing as I've heard of him.
Mate, check out Brett Rainbow. Give him a YouTube. He'll blow your mind.
Okay.
Speaking of blowing minds, the GOAT of Australian women's soccer.
Yes.
Sam Kerr is back in the Champions League, back in the Matildas squad after a huge layoff. So she did a number on her knee and then, had a few setbacks there and, yelled at some police. And, we love that. That was the most Aussie thing.
Amazing.
Yeah, we love that. And she's back. And Australian soccer is better for that.
Absolutely. She's ready to go.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's wild that, her brother, I think, premiership player, a great midfielder for West Coast, and she's still the better athlete in that family.
Probably less coke.
Yeah, that's England, so maybe.
All right. Did you see this? This was the coolest thing I saw over the weekend. So at the Bathurst 1000, Chaz Mostert.
One of the all-time great names.
Oh, it's right. That's what I want from you next week. Top 5 names.
Yeah.
Chaz Mostert.
That doesn't sound like a real name. It sounds like you're watching a comedy movie and they cut to a fictitious ESPN and they're like, Chaz Mostert.
Yes, that's a very good one.
Yeah.
He's sponsored by Monster.
And,
does backflips on motorbikes.
Wears white sunglasses.
Well, he was doing the old Bathurst 1000, won by Garth Tander, if anyone cares.
Not Brooks.
Probably not.
Yep.
Not Garth Brooks, not name one other. Could you name any other ones? Peter, what was his name? I think he's Peter Brock.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Peter Garth. I'm like, who's that?
No, that's not the only one.
Garth Peter.
Chaz Mostert crashes out, gets out of the crowd. As soon as he gets into the crowd, someone offers him a beer, Great Northern, sadly for him, but a beer's a beer, and he just sits down with some of the fans and cracks open a beer. What else are you going to do? Most Australian thing I've seen all year, I think, was that. But I thought that was great, Dool. She said you saw it as well.
Yeah, what a moment. And for that to happen from a guy called Chaz, you don't expect that. You expect Chaz to be, drinking sort of like a green juice sort of thing. Yeah, I feel like
a Red Bull or a Monster.
No, I'm imagining him being into yoga, and then having an alter ego on weekends.
Yeah,
where he wears polo shirts with the collar popped.
Yes,
and those shell necklaces.
Puka shell.
That's the one. Yeah. And just I'm Chaz.
But
then on weekend, but during the week, he's I'm Chaz.
in your mind, Chaz Mostert is from a 2002 high school television drama.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome to the OC, bitch. Like that sort of
Yeah.
vibe there.
Like Luke from the OC. No, he's a badass Australian who loves crashing cars and drinking beers.
Chaz Mostert, more like Chaz Most Aussie Legend of 2025.
There we go. That's the end of the clip. All right.
Team Australia has gone back-to-back to win the Motocross of Nations title.
Oh, the Motocross of...
Yeah. Hunter Lawrence, Jett Lawrence, and Kyle Webster defended the title they won for Australia in 2024. Tell me, you're a huge Motocross of Nations fan. What's your favorite event?
I like the ones where they just it's jousting on motocross bikes. I love that. They get a joust, they're on motocross bikes and they're just bang. And they just try and topple each other over. That's my favorite motocross event. What's yours?
Oh, definitely the ones where they actually do stuff on motorbikes. I'm assuming it's on motorbikes. I don't even know. Or are they in the big trucks? Is that motocross?
Nah, it's on the bikes. You had it.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Jett Lawrence, another good name.
Jett Lawrence is a very good name. Jett with 2 T's.
What other kind of cool motocross things where they do like...
Do the one where they do like the big long jump over like... So there's no big trucks involved.
There's 0 trucks in. I don't know. I can't categorically say. I think it's just they drive. I think they just ride around.
It's like NASCAR on dirt and 2 wheels.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, cool. Maybe the Americans could lost.
I would like to see some kind of air battle where they
thought they
jump up and because Motocross of Nations.
Air jousting
would be sick.
Air jousting would be wild, and like underneath if it's say like Australia versus America in the air jousting, what they're jumping over, it's like a pool of like crocodiles and bears.
Yeah, I like that.
And so like, because the person wins just keeps flying through the air, person loses gets eaten by something from the other nation.
Yeah. All right. There you go. Just take that on board. Motocross of Nations that we definitely knew about before today.
That's our favourite sport with the Hunter and Jett Lawrence. I'm surely they're siblings.
I think they're brothers, yeah.
Yeah. And Kyle
Hunter
Webster.
and Jett.
Yeah. You got Hunter, Jett, and Kyle.
I guarantee you one thing.
Hunter, Jett, and Kyle?
Different guy.
Get a better third guy. Kyle Webster. Yeah, Hunter,
Nicky's brother.
Kyle.
If you have 2 kids, and you name them Hunter and Jett and they become motocross champions, you are definitely bogans.
Yeah.
You are the most bogan.
You've got a jet ski.
Hunter and Jett. Oh yeah, I got a little 40cc. That kind of a thing.
You wear like a Jack Daniels jacket. You've got a jet ski with some stickers on it.
Oh, those kids were on jet skis.
Yeah.
Skis in the womb. They were on jet skis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They would have had a beer bong prenatal.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, for sure. I love that. Good on you, Jett and Hunter.
On you, Kyle. Jeez.
Oh, my goodness. Huge weekend in wrestling for Australia.
Yep.
The WWE Crown Jewel was in Perth.
Okay.
Don't know if you saw much of this. The thing that's made all the headlines is that during the WWE's trip to Perth, the crowd absolutely shat all over the US American national anthem, which again with our mate, what's his name, smashing a beer in the middle of a race. I think the other most Australian thing was the Aussies booing the crap out of the American national anthem. What were they thinking playing that in Australia?
Why were they doing the American national anthem on the literal other side of the world?
So, and what were they expecting? That we'd sing along in Perth? In Perth, may I direct you to the comment section underneath last week's post and probably next week's.
And we've had other posts from Perth where
and we've got more to talk about with Perth coming up as well. It's not looking good I mean, it's looking great for Perth, to be honest.
Yeah.
There was other stuff as well. They did a press conference where the crowd was chanting "Oscars a shit, see you next Tuesday" during a live broadcast on Netflix, which was fantastic. But the audacity, this is why Americans are so stupid. The audacity to think that you're going to go to another country, open the show by singing the American national anthem for a wrestling show in Australia is wild.
It's why, especially, it's like, okay, they're an American company, but a huge amount of their people are not American. You're in another country. The American national anthem has no, like, why? It's not relevant. Like, why are they doing that? It makes absolutely no sense. I did see scrolling, on TikTok, I think it was, an American being like, oh, we didn't know that that's how we were viewed. And apparently they muted the volume of the audience.
But if you get the actual raw footage, you can really hear it. And that's the funniest thing as well. I've seen some of those clips as well. It's like, I can't believe other people. I'm like, they are so insular.
Yeah.
I loved every second. If I was there, I would have been booing my ass off as well. That was
so much fun.
Fantastic.
I'd love to get your opinion on this. You're a big Saints man, and you have absolutely stitched up Leek Aleer from GWS. You've been courting him as a club for multiple seasons. It was a done deal. He was going to go, and then you got cold feet. What's happened? Why has it happened?
Left him at the altar. First off, I will say I feel very, very bad for this young man, Leek Aleer. Thinks he's going to get a big money contract, like you said, been wooed for a long time, and then turns up. It's like when you're messaging someone on Tinder for months and months, and then you strike up a date and you get ghosted.
Months and months.
I don't know. I don't do the apps. I assume that's what people. They probably don't. They probably just send some nudes and meet up. I don't know. I don't know what kids are doing these days, Dools. But yes, harsh, but I think they saw him play this year and they were like, hey, I don't think he's that good. I think that's what happened. Maybe there's a few options happening. One is that they have buyer's remorse. They've offered him a pretty decent contract. I think it's 700-800 over 4 years, paying on potential. They saw him play towards the end of the year and he wasn't very good. B, definitely getting Jack Silvani, who's a similar height and type, gave them cold feet. Or C, which is there's a little something coming in the last couple of days of the trade period. So, not a good look. I feel bad for him, but to be honest with you, I have my reservations about why are we bringing in this guy for this much money when he doesn't really fit a need. He's not a 200 plus centimeter key defender like a Sam de Koning or someone like this. So, what were your thoughts on it, Dools? Did you care at all?
I mean, look, not really, but I do, having worked in footy, I do know that there will be repercussions from this, and that will go in more from the management side of things, where a lot of the player agents, they'll be like, cool, we can't trust St Kilda if they're going to do this, because they were in his ear 2 years ago to agree, and he was in agreement. Yep, great, no worries. My sort of thing is, I reckon the Saints have overpaid for all of their players that they've brought in, and are like, oh, we can't actually afford to bring this guy in.
Rowan staying, Jack Steele staying. We brought in Sam Flanders late without knowing that was going to happen.
Yep. And, there's talk of getting the other de Koning in.
That'd be nice.
And, but paying what they did for him, for, the other de Koning and for Silvani. And
Naz on a $2 million.
Yeah, Flanders won't be cheap. Liam Ryan's not going to be a cheap player. Like, bringing in a lot of guys on big money again. So it's like, which is, the Ross Lyon way, because he doesn't develop any young talent. He just sort of, gets lucky every now and then. A couple players shine, but he just brings in senior bodies. Bad look for St Kilda. Bad look.
I kind of dig it, to be honest.
Taya, this is all you. You love WA.
I do love that. Perth, they've done it again. We talked about them, I think it was last week or the week before.
Just when you don't think they can, top themselves, they have.
They top themselves or what? We spoke about someone dressed up as Charlie Kirk in Perth for a footy Mad Monday. Someone's done it again. The Osborne Park Football Club, someone dressed up as Stephen Hawking. Restoration Love.
What era of Stephen?
It's
Young or old?
I think he rolled into the club, and so another Perth football team's got themselves into trouble. Apparently, I won't clip this up, but it also had explicit images involving himself and as a child or something.
Whoa.
I don't know what was going on, but after all the Charlie Kirk thing, we heard about that. Osborne Park have done it, come in, rolled into Silly Sunday as Stephen Hawking, and people are not happy about it. Dool's their licenses pending suspension. He's literally formed a black hole for the club.
Imagine that. You go to a thing as Stephen Hawking and your club is removed from the universe of Perth sport.
And that is the theory of relativity in Perth. But
And depending on the photos, it could have been the theory of relative.
Yeah. So for Charlie Kirk, we're booing the American national anthem. Thumbs up. So Charlie Kirk, thumbs in the middle. We got a mixed response to that on social.
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking, apparently a resounding thumbs down. The mayor of Osborne Park or whatever was on the news. Oh, I love
sort of
that.
area?
Perth never change.
No.
Please do not ever change WA. WA, stay the same. Always keep doing what you do because you are fabulous. Also, I'll be there in November. Book your tickets today.
Yeah. Is the issue the images or that he went as Stephen Hawking?
I think it's a collection.
Bit of both.
I think if he had have gone without the image, and I don't know enough about the images, I feel like he might have been okay, maybe the club, but I think the explicit images used were I was going to say a step too far, but love you, WA. All right,
change.
I'll set you up for this. So we were thrown down the challenge. We contacted by the Newcastle Jets to let us know that we'd tagged the wrong Newcastle Football Club. Sorry, I didn't know there was two Newcastles that played soccer. That's on me. But in that, we were talking about the Australian Cup.
Yep.
Is that it?
Yep.
And now there's an Australian Championship.
Yep, which is like the second division.
Second division, okay.
Yep, from the A-leagues.
All right, and so we posted that up, and someone reached out. We mentioned their name before, and they said, now's the perfect time to follow.
Yep, there's quite a few. Pick a team.
A lot of people reached out. Thank you for that. So the gauntlet has been thrown down, and we replied, we're going to pick a team that we're backing for the Australian Championship. We're going to be reporting on them each and every week, right? How long does the Australian Cup go for?
No idea.
Have no idea how long it goes for, but we'll learn.
They've played one game
They've
so
played
far.
one game. And the options we were given, now you were talking about the food and heritage and how that factors into which team to go for. Whoever we pick, we're going to go check out a game. We're going to back them in. And the options were the Preston Lions, which are Macedonian. South Melbourne, who are Greek, apparently. Avondale, which are Italian. And Heidelberg United, also Greek. I will note there was a severe lack of Maltese and Polynesian teams represented in the Australian Cup, so that didn't help us. But talk me through how'd you get to this decision, and what do you think we should do here, Dools?
Okay, the first thing I did was crossed South Melbourne from the list.
Okay.
Because they've got really obnoxious fans. So they're gone. And they're also they're a big club. You know, they've got their own like a proper stadium, Lakeside Oval, you know, the one near MSAC, that's their ground. They own that. They don't need our help. You know, they've got a lot of history, a lot of heritage. You know, and Big Ange was a player and manager there at South Melbourne. So we can get rid of them.
Okay, gone. South Melbourne. I'll mark them in red.
Yep. I got rid of Avondale as well.
Okay.
Because Avondale, you know.
So before you go any further, you went through a process instead of this team. You went through a process of elimination.
I eliminated the first two, and then I had two left. And I'll tell you how I picked and what I thought about my thinking and it's very hard. So Avondale, they got a line through. They're quite successful. They've just signed Bruno Fornaroli to be their striker.
I didn't know they.
What's your favourite thing about Bruno Fornaroli?
Oh, I love it when he kicks the soccer ball and then it goes quickly into the goal in the net.
Yes, that's what he does.
And he used to play for Newcastle.
No,
that was
played against Newcastle.
Okay.
Do you know what his nickname is?
Brulone. This is good.
It is El Tuna.
El Tuna, the fish.
No, the prickly pear is what it translates to.
What? That's all right. If you're gonna name yourself after a food, you can't have the translation of the name also be a food.
Yeah, exactly.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
El Tuna is Spanish for the tuna. You can't turn around and say El Tuna is Spanish for
the prickly pear.
The prickly pear.
Yep.
All right. Well, no wonder you got rid of those.
Yep. So he's got. So they're gone because of that.
Yeah.
That's not fair. And so like when I was picking, I was like, okay, Heidelberg. Greek, love Greek food. Preston Lions. I've never really had a lot of Macedonian food, but I know the Preston Lions do good food.
Okay.
And so I have picked for us.
All right.
I also was thinking about like location of where we live respectively and what's kind of like a halfway point. Also thought about like what's, like how have both teams been going in recent times.
Yes.
And we are officially on board the Preston Lions.
Preston Lions. All right. I'm
Let's
excited for the Preston Lions, the Macedonian food. They're going to do great. I love how you said, respective of where we live, I live in Richmond, you live in Preston, and you went with them. So
no, I don't live in Preston.
Where do you live?
I live in Pascoe Vale.
Oh, sorry.
I thought like a midway point. Heidelberg also a bit of a midway point.
Yeah, okay.
The thing that crossed Heidelberg off the list is that they made the final of the Australia Cup and won on the weekend. We want the underdog.
We want the underdog. So, all right, we've gone off the Preston Lions. I do like Preston. You've got that bowling alley there. You've got some good restaurants. You've got some breweries. So, the Preston Lions. Tell me about the Preston Lions. How are we looking?
Oh, they lost their first game.
Fuck.
Well, they didn't. They drew their first game.
They drew? Okay, good.
They drew against Northern Spirit.
Ugh. I feel like we should have beaten Northern Spirit.
God damn Northern Spirit.
Oh, that hurts. But so all right, the Budgie Smugglers are getting behind the Preston Lions. When's the next game for our Lions?
Let's have a look at the fixture here. We're in round 2. The next game is on Sunday the 19th at Deakin Stadium.
Okay, I'll be in Adelaide.
I don't know where Deakin Stadium is.
Oh, I see they lost in the NPL.
It's in Canberra, so we're not.
Okay, we're not going to go to that, but we'll come down to a Preston's Lions game.
We'll go to a Preston. Where's round 3 at? Oh, they're playing Avondale at Genus. Geez, that's one letter away from that being a very different. Okay, that's BT Connor. Okay, we could maybe if we're both free. We'll figure out a game.
Figure out. We'll come down, Preston Lions.
We'll get a hoodie or something and get some food.
A scarf, depending on prices. We'll definitely get something to eat.
Get around us, Preston. We'll get around you.
You heard it here first. The Budgie Smugglers are backing in the Preston Lions to win the Australian Championship.
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. I'm excited. I'm glad you picked them.
Yep. They got a good start. Well, it's going to be fun.
And some of their best players are?
Oh, all of them, really.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Just really good players.
Very good. All right. I think you're going to do top 5 most inappropriate things to dress up on Mad Monday. Is that what you said you're going to do?
Did I say that?
No, you didn't.
Okay, I've got my top 5. My top 5 last week, caused a lot of, top 5 best balls.
That was a week before.
Oh, was it? What did I do last week?
You did video games.
Oh, video games. Video games caused.
I haven't dropped best balls yet.
The best balls one is
I like that one.
Is a great one. So I'm going to go with my top 5 snacks when watching sport at home.
Okay.
So not when you're at the ground.
You've done this at the ground?
Yeah, we've done it at the ground.
Okay.
But this is at home.
All right.
Now,
This will be interesting.
This was the inception of this top 5 was based on a conversation that I had with someone who I kind of like, very sort of, a very, very loose acquaintance. And they said that what do they call a cob loaf?
Oh, yep.
Yeah. And then I thought, okay, cool. You need like a dude's not going to be making a cob loaf.
No,
for a
so
sporting
we're talking
event.
about a hollowed out cob loaf where you use the bread to dip in some dip.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
the
not.
side of
We're
it.
not doing that.
No,
We're not going to
absolutely
that
not.
level.
I've got a number 1 in mind.
Okay.
I've got probably 2 in mind.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see how you define snack. So I'll pass it over to you.
Yeah, and so I've gone with, I had a look back. I had some reflection on, what had I eaten in the last 12 months watching sport.
Yep.
Okay, so there's a combination of some sweet snacks and some savory snacks.
Okay, fantastic.
Here.
Yep.
Okay, so coming in at number 5, chippies.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
So I like a bit of, like we're going like crisps, potato crisps here. So I like to go, I went fifth.
Wow, that's low.
Because you like to have, some salt and vinegar or maybe some sour cream and sweet chili, that sort of vibe. Some, corn chips, Doritos or CC's, tasty cheese, the best flavor. That's number 5.
Okay.
All right. You might have some dips, some salsa.
Yeah.
If you want. Okay.
Chips and dip.
Yeah. Gotta love that.
Okay, this is bizarre. All right.
Coming in at number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Party pies.
Okay, so we're going cooked treats as well.
Yep.
I think that's great.
Yep, party pies. The reason why party pies, which I thought this might be controversial, I thought people were like, no, they've got to be at number 1. I thought party pies number 4 because there is quite a margin of error when you bite into it. Like
it's
it
a risk.
Could be cold in the middle. It could be just right. You might get 3rd-degree burns.
Yeah.
All right. So party pies coming in at number 4. Coming in at number...
Sorry, just on that one. Are we just party pies? It's not like you get the patties. It's like 12 party pies, 12 mini sausage rolls. Just party pies.
Just party pies. Okay. Just party pies. Because coming in next is sausage rolls.
Sorry.
Sausage rolls is coming in at number 3.
I would 100% put sausage rolls above party pies for that exact reason. I've never had woken up the next day and pulled bits of skin out the roof of my mouth because I had too hot of a sausage roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if you do have a sausage roll that is too hot, it's not going to burn your lips, so it's fine. So that's why sausage roll gets in there. It's also less margin of error. Like party pie, you can bite into it and the bottom will fall out all over you. We don't want that. You might be entertaining guests. You
Better structural integrity.
That's what we're all about here. Structural integrity.
Okay.
Coming in at number 2.
I don't know why I'm more intrigued by this list than any other you've done. I think you've done about 30 plus top 5s, but this one, I don't know where you're going.
Yeah. Coming in at number 2. This is where it gets controversial.
Okay.
Potato gems.
Okay. Why is that controversial?
Because it's not potato
it's your
chips.
List. Yeah. It's your list.
Yep.
I like potato gems.
Potato gems are great, they're kind of filling, they're a bit fun, they're not chips, something a little bit different, still kind of the same. We love that. Coming in at number 1.
All right, so this is going to be a mess.
An ultimate, the best snack, you're preparing it yourself, putting it in the oven, I guess, nachos.
Yes, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
That was my number 1 from the jump.
Nachos. So. And I'm not getting fancy and putting some meat and beans at the bottom. I'm going basic, heaps of chips, an unreasonable amount of cheese.
Yep.
If you want, you can do guacamole. You can do I'm not a big sour cream guy, so just be guac and salsa. But you got to put on so much cheese that if you've got a housemate and they're watching you, they're like, are you okay? I think that's a lot of cheese. Is that too much cheese? That's the amount of cheese you need.
All right. Nice.
All
right. That's a very good. I think I'd like to see what was left on the cutting room floor because I thought cocktail frankfurts were very stiff.
Yeah, they're a bit, they make me uncomfortable.
And the other one,
they make me uncomfortable
nachos
because people refer to them as little boys.
Yeah, okay, well, not my mates. And the other one, which has escaped my mind, you said sweet treats, but there were no sweet treats.
No, not really. It was more
shapes.
Shapes.
How was shapes not in there?
Shapes, because I hadn't had shapes. I had shapes yesterday for the first time in a really long time. I had some barbecue shapes. So they're good. Pizza shapes, also good.
great.
Do you
Chicken
remember Dixie's chicken in a biscuit? Like
Yep.
they would be up there if they were still there.
Okay.
M&M's, they're good, but
Yeah,
you
M&M's
don't want to
is
go
good.
too sweet.
Yeah. All right.
That's my
Good,
top 5.
Good top 5. That is controversial. All right, I've got my power rankings for the week somewhere around here. Okay, let's go. Coming in at number 10, she came third. It's Minjee Lee.
Whoa.
In the golf is 10th, and this is the Aussie Athlete Power Rankings. Who's had the biggest impact across the globe over the last week or year, depending on how I feel. At number 9, Rhea Ripley.
Oh, your mate.
My mate, the best thing ever to come out of Adelaide, Rhea Ripley. She's had a huge week. She's been all over the news, lots of interviews. She had a win at WWE Crown Jewel Perth. At number 8, he's taken bodies. It's Johnny Furphy.
Hey.
Cracks back into the top 10. It's been a while since we've seen Furphy in the top 10. But yes, I thought after that was huge. That's been reposted, replayed all over, everywhere, all over the globe. Still in here because they're still the world champs, dagnammit. It's Jack Della Maddalena at 7 and Alexander the Great Volkanovski at 6. They're still world champs. Still world champs. Speaking about world champs, he's dropping down. He currently is the leader in the world championships. It is our man, Oscar Piastri, at number 5. Number 5. So he's had a bit of a drop. They had an off week.
Wow.
He hasn't had the best last couple of weeks. At number 4, who did have a big week. He won the Bathurst 1000, biggest car race in Australia, so it'd be hard to go past Garth Tander.
Brooksy.
Sixth Bathurst 1000 win, which may be a record, or maybe I made it up. You don't know. At number 3.
There's going to be some bloke like, it was Dick Johnson. Double Dick.
Peter Brock. At number 3, he's had a huge week. Again, all over the news. From also, I believe, from Adelaide. Again, fact check me, because I could be wrong. It is Jonah Rock. Bronson Reed. Kicked off Crown Jewel Perth with a huge win over Roman Reigns. So biggest win of his career.
Yeah,
Opened up a big pay-per-view or premium live event. At number 2, she's been in the number 1 spot for weeks. She's going to start slowly drifting out of our top 10. She is the reigning WSL Women's World Champion, Molly Picklum. Guacamole, of course, order alongside your favorite Guzman Y. Gomez burrito or taco or quesadilla, the Jack Della Maddalena chicken quesadilla Maddalena.
You've really worn yours down.
I smashed my Guzman Y. Gomez drink bottles available online. Maybe. I don't know. This might just be an influencer exclusive drink bottle.
If anyone else wants to sponsor us?
Yeah, just send us stuff. And at number 1, the most Aussie thing we've ever seen, I had to give number 1 on the Aussie Athlete Power Rankings to Chaz Mostert from the V8 Supercars, who crushing his car. The most Aussie thing I've ever seen. I've seen this on every episode ever of what's that show where the cops pull over the drivers? What's that called?
Don't know, but
it's like an
the
episode of that. Just the guy crashes his car, gets out, has a beer. I thought that was awesome. Chaz Mostert comes out of nowhere, never even been in the top 10. To be honest with you, never even heard of him before a few days ago, but he's straight to the top. That is the Aussie thing.
Love that. That is so Oz.
Aussie Athlete Power Rank.
Yep. Very nice.
Brought to you by Chaz Mostert and V8 Supercar.
Chaz Mostert.
We do need a sponsor for that segment, so please reach out.
Mostert.
Been a big episode. We covered a lot. We've got a
lot of stuff.
Team. Great top 5. What do you got on this week, Dools?
Thursday night, I'm at the East Ivanhoe Bowling Club with Denise Scott, which should be good. I was about to say Denise Richards. It's definitely not Denise Richards, which is Charlie Sheen's ex, I think. She was a
yes.
and then on Sunday, I'm at the East Geelong Bowl. Oh, no,
Is it Michael Richards?
East Geelong. Yeah, definitely not Michael. He's not getting gigs there. Probably.
He probably could at the
Yeah,
East.
he probably could there. Yeah, there's not a lot of. Anyway, Sunday, I'm in Geelong at the East Geelong Golf Club with Dave Thornton. So it's gonna.
What time's that gig?
5 o'clock.
Okay. You might pop over to the open mic?
I will actually afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just drop in to the
vibes.
Geelong open mic and after that and just keep working on some of these new ideas that I got.
Love it.
How about yourself? What do you got?
Oh, I got a big week this week. I'm in South Australia all week. So driving up Wednesday. This Thursday, I'll be at Watsakawi Brewing in Midlanton, WA, with our friend Zach Riley. 2 shows, 1 ticket. That's going to be a fun night. I know a lot of you have said you're buying at the door. Just buy it in advance so I don't drive my car into a pole on the way there. That'd be awesome. At Friday night, I'll be at the Rhino Room in South Australia.
Great club.
It's going to be awesome. And then on Saturday night, I'm going to be at Bright Star Brewing for 4 comedians, 4 beers. Myself, Zach Riley, Nonna Mona, Jake and Jackman.
Yep, Jacob Jackman.
Jacob Jackman.
Good comic.
Very good comic. So thank you, everyone who's buying tickets. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for listening and watching the Budgie Smugglers podcast. We love you. Leave a comment. We'll see you next week. See ya.
Bye.